So you're a Satanist, you're on the left-hand path, and you think you're self-deified. Are you sure? Self-deification is not a proclamation, it is a process. One does not announce to the world that they are a god and henceforth reign supreme. Self-deification is something you try to obtain, to reach, and once you have entered that state, you must work hard to maintain that state. You're in a relationship with the deified self, and like any other relationship, you gotta work hard at it. A single slip up, and you can be back at the starting line. This is why it's important to have a warehouse of knowledge while going down the path. Some of you believe that you were just born on the path, but you weren't. Some of you stepped on the path for the first time when you picked up the Satanic Bible and you thought that was enough. But the Satanic Bible was only your introduction. Reaching out, searching, learning about other modes of transport on the path is important. And understanding Eastern left-hand path philosophy is one way. In the ancient Hindu traditions, the left-hand path, or Vamakara, was originally associated with the female aspect in the heterodox way. To put it simply, it was about reversing the natural spiritual flow. To reach self-deification through the Vamakara, though, or by any other practice, you must have a deep understanding of the self, of who you are, conscious and subconscious. Atman, one of the most basic concepts in Hinduism, is the self, identical with the eternal core of the personality. Atman is you, for in the early Vedas, those holy Hindu writings, it occurred mostly as a pronoun meaning oneself. So, Atman is that which you seek to deify. Now, Brahman, on the other hand, is the absolute consciousness. Brahman in Vedic philosophy is the world soul. Brahman is universal consciousness. Brahman is the three-in-one God, also known as the Trimurti. The Trimurti consist of Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer. All manifestations or personifications of Brahman. Now, Shiva, with his wild, unpredictable, and destructive nature, is perhaps the most ideal personification of the eternal core of the personality, or Atman. His violent essence is often conveyed through the use of metaphorical images, which are designed to reverberate with the subconscious. However, Shiva's destructive persona is not to be feared. The fury of Shiva's fire only burns away the walls of ignorance. The Atman is indestructible. Thus, Shiva's fire represents the awakening of the self to its true nature and its godlike status. Because of Shiva's association with the self, some antinomian Shaivists have rebelled against the standards of the Orthodox Hindu community. Believing that Shiva is the self, they make their own rules, and since all things, good or bad, are aspects of the absolute, nothing is taboo. Thus, they carry out bizarre, sacrificial, and sexual rites, eat meat, sometimes even human, and use mind-altering intoxicants while chanting, "I am Shiva." They believe these activities to be shortcuts to self-deification. They are not trying to become one with Shiva. No, instead they long to deify the Atman, to become Shiva, to become a god. You practitioners of the Western left-hand path traditions may not have much interest in Eastern philosophy. It may seem odd and confusing. We find it difficult to understand the metaphorical. But in the East, they don't have that problem. The gods are poetry, meant to be experienced, not critically analyzed or blindly believed. In the end, it's important that one has awareness of other deities besides Satan and Lucifer, dark gods that speak to our inherent nature. And Shiva, Kali, and the other dark gods of the East speak loudly.